Hello, welcome to the RANsquawk US morning briefing for today, 12th of October. European equities opened up in positive territory after electronics maker Philips reported unexpected profits for the third quarter. That's indeed resulted in the DAX index moving another leg higher after last week's steepest weekly gain since July, and the FTSE 100 hit a fresh 12-month high after rising above 5,200 points. Fixed income traded largely sideways early on, though moved higher, led by gilts after reports over the weekend out of the Centre for Economics and Business Research said that interest rates in Britain are to stay low for years to compensate for a severe fiscal squeeze on the economy. As such, gilts outperformed their peers ahead of the latest BOE. Gilt buyback and gains were further consolidated after Gordon Brown confirmed the government would sell a range of assets in a bid to restore public finances. Elsewhere, there's been further negative press related to the greenback over the weekend, and according to the latest Barclays Capital data, central banks are increasingly snubbing the dollar in favour of the euro and the yen. Nations reporting currency breakdowns put 63% of the new cash into euro and yen in April, May and June. The front page of this morning's Wall Street Journal also reads that the dollar is set to continue its slide. Also of note, weakness has been observed in sterling today, following news that interest rates in Britain are to stay low for a prolonged period, and also after Prime Minister Brown indicated he supports quantitative easing following his comment that stopping QE would imperil the recovery in Britain. In terms of macro US news, Fed's Bullard said over the weekend not to underestimate the inflation risk, adding that there may not be as much slack even in the US economy as many forecasters believe, which means medium-term inflation risks could be higher. On the US equity front, UK press suggested that earnings from the large cap US banks will top estimates this week, though to the contrary, an article on Bloomberg said that the four biggest UK banks by assets may have to take write-downs on $55 billion of mortgage collection contracts after marking them up $11 billion in the second quarter, casting a shadow over earnings. And therefore investors may take a cautious approach as the big US banks line up to report. For Exxon today, China National Official Oil Corp is in advanced talks with the Ghana National Petroleum Company to make a rival bid challenging Exxon's $4 billion offer for a stake in a giant oil discovery off the coast of West Africa, so people familiar with the matter. AIG is apparently on the verge of selling its Taiwanese life insurance unit for $2 billion, with an announcement possible this week, according to people familiar with the matter, while Freeport McMoran is considering reinstating its dividend, and Goldman writes that Bristol Myers is the most likely large-cap pharmaceutical company to be acquired. In terms of broker moves today, Google's price target has been raised to $585 from $560 at Goldman Sachs, and Johnson Controls has been removed from conviction sell list at Goldman's, kept its sell rating on the stock. Kroger's been raised to overweight from neutral at JP Morgan, and Symantec upgraded to buy from hold at Jefferies. So looking ahead, it is another light calendar today, with some players out of the market due to the Columbus Day holiday. Though even so, later on we will be looking out for comments from Treasury's Geithner and Kruger, as well as aftermarket earnings from Charles Schwab.